So listen, regardless of anything, the game of basketball is always going to change.
Different.
And
I
20
see
years
what
from
you
now,
mean.
it's going to be
Yeah,
a completely different game than what we see today.
No, no.
After Spain, from Turkey, I went to France, Israel, Montenegro. Not last season, but the season before, I won the championship in Kosovo. I mean, they might be like some of the craziest fans in Europe.
Okay, sick.
I mean, they're spitting at you, they're throwing stuff at you.
Yeah,
I don't know what anyone is, but I know I'm not eating that.
My story's a little bit weird. I was in prison when I started drawing. You like take apart a CD player to make the motor and MacGyvered it all together, tatted my leg a couple times, and then just started tatting. What's up, guys? Welcome to New Ink. Who Dis? Today I got Devoe Joseph with me, pro baller. Last played for the Shooting Stars, on the off season right now, looking to pick up a contract. Probably going to Europe.
Thinking about it. That's what it's looking like right now.
Have any offers right now that you could talk
I've
about?
had a few offers, but just finishing the season with Shooting Stars and just taking my time.
Okay, because you just finished. So
Yeah,
you're just
spend
trying
some time with the family
Okay,
and
good.
kick back a little bit.
Does like you have multiple offers right now you're thinking of?
I've had a few different offers come and go.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
I'm kind of just taking my time.
For sure. No, I just wasn't sure if there was like maybe like a top 3 or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if you had like a list of places you were thinking about going. Where were you before Shooting Stars? Was that Mongolia or Serbia?
This past year, I actually played in 3 different countries.
Oh shit.
I was in Kosovo to start the year, then I went to Mongolia where I spent most of the year.
Mongolia.
And then I went to Qatar for a month.
Yeah, we talked about Qatar when you heard that. Qatar, what was your favorite out of the 3?
Ooh, it's difficult because like basketball wise, maybe Mongolia, probably Mongolia.
Yeah,
then,
so why? Because of the crowds and because of the way
like just the atmosphere there, like all the fans that came out and the support that they had.
Explain how like, cause you explained to me how it's like they all play in the same arena, right?
Yeah, so like in the league in Mongolia, every team stays in Ulaanbaatar.
How many teams in the league?
I think this year they did. I think it was like 15 teams in the league.
So like whenever the game is on that day, you go watch 15 games.
I mean, they don't play everyone the same day.
Okay, so maybe 5 people in the same day?
Yeah, they make a schedule. No, they usually have like 3 games the same day from the men's, and they have like a couple of the women's games even earlier.
Okay,
they have a women's league as well there.
Okay, but it's
That's how they set
options.
it up.
You don't go one night to one game.
Exactly. People buy a ticket and they can sit there and watch games all night.
That's sick.
Yeah,
that's sick.
That's how it's set up.
What? No, that was cool. So you were the longest in Mongolia out of the 3?
Yeah.
How long was the season?
I was there for about like 4 or 5 months there.
Okay. That's a full season?
That was basically the full season.
Came in like, you left early or did you come in like?
I left like a week earlier than the season ended,
Okay. To come to the Shooting Stars or?
Well, I ended up switching and going then to Qatar. And then from Qatar, I came back home for a few weeks and then went to...
How long was the Qatar? Were you just like a ringer at the last minute for Qatar?
Kind of last minute for like a last minute tournament, like no practice, just like hop in and go right away. So
Okay, that would be fun. And then Kosovo, what was Kosovo like?
Man, Kosovo, I have to tell you, has to be like the most extreme place for basketball on the planet. My
girl's Serbian, half Jamaican, half Serbian. Her dad played pro ball in Serbia, so like I've seen a ton of the clips. Tell me that we kind of talked about it. Tell me the story about when you went to a game. I don't know if it was a basketball game or a soccer game, and you were telling me you had to like run with your kid. Well,
there's a soccer game that like the whole game. This is in Poland actually.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought it was. I just assumed because Serbia is very similar.
Just like the game got intense and they start like lighting all the flares and shooting firecrackers and the whole arena is getting smoked out.
Yeah.
So as the whole arena is getting smoked out and the fans are all like the other team's fans are getting rowdy, like everyone's like running out and like and going into like the inside area.
Okay,
it's not like smoky and this and that. And the whole game was like canceled for I think for like 40 minutes.
You had your kid there with you?
Yeah, I had my kid there with me and like. I think he had to have been like maybe 2 years old at that time or 1. I don't know.
You're just running through the smoke, dodging firecrackers.
That's like a regular thing, like
over there for sure.
No,
I'm just like I saw the some of the crazy atmospheres of the Serbian games. That's why.
But like that was a Poland. But like in Kosovo, like I could show you clips of like even in our finals.
Yeah.
Like we won. This was not last season, but the season before. I won the championship in Kosovo.
Okay, sick. Yeah.
And when we won the championship on the other team's floor, like this team that we played against, like they're like. I mean, they might be like some of the craziest fans in Europe.
Okay, sick.
I mean, they're spitting at you. They're throwing stuff at you.
Yeah, that would be like the worst.
They're like, I mean, like it's like crazy.
What's the worst thing that happened to you? Like getting spit on, like.
Yeah, getting spit at and like spit on. That's like the most disgusting thing that could ever happen to someone in the basketball.
So have you ever seen like when Canada goes down to play like the CONCACAF Soccer Cup? I think it's CONCACAF. I might be wrong because I'm not a huge soccer fan. They go to a tournament in South America. And like their fans throw bags of pee on you from the crowd. Like it's like the same sort of thing. Just
Yeah,
the fans are
I've never seen that, but that's crazy.
Yeah. They'll literally throw like,
seen that.
I'll be walking through the tunnel and like a bag of piss will come flying over and like smoke it.
No, that's too much.
No, for sure. But
That's
like,
crazy.
so you've been spit on. You've been.
I mean, like it's like Kosovo. That was like pretty intense. I mean, like Serbia, Eastern European, like the fans are very passionate. Even like Greece and stuff. But like Kosovo, I would say like the atmosphere there for basketball is like unbelievable. Like,
is it like
they'll be like before games, like even like little kids, they'll all be chanting things like, "This is bad language." I don't know if I can say
you can
that,
swear. But
like there's like chants and they'll play music the whole time, and the whole music would turn off, and the whole arena would chant like in their language, of course.
Yeah.
And they'll say like the other person like
fuck that
no,
team.
somebody from the other team.
Yeah.
They'll call their mom like a whore. At the same time.
I know there's like a Serbian or there's like a
Kurva.
No, Kurva's whore.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But there's another one. My girl always tells it. Your mother's a whore. Like the way
Exactly,
that Serbians, Kosovo, Montenegro,
Yeah,
all those places.
Yeah, exactly.
I forget. I can't say it, but
Yeah.
I wish I had her here to.
No, so I mean, like they're very like just like. And when it comes to like competing for
course,
basketball,
of course.
it's like a war. Like it's like war over there, you know?
Is it? Speaking of war, you were telling when you broke your hand. Tell the story about the coaches are a little bit more, a little bit rougher over there, I guess.
Yeah.
They made you play with a broken hand, no?
Yeah, I mean, I played with a broken hand. I mean, at the time when I decided to play, I didn't know my hand was broken.
Yeah.
But I was in pain, and I was trying to tell my coach like something's wrong with my hand, and he came to me and looked at me. He's like, "Are you a basketball player, or are you a warrior?"
Was he from Kosovo?
No, he was. I think he was Montenegrin.
The same area.
Yeah,
the Balkans.
Area, yes, exactly.
Yeah. They're
I
a different breed over there.
Yeah, I mean, like, so at that time I was like, "Oh, I'm a warrior." He's like, "You know," and I got ready to play, but I played the whole game, hand broken, big time pain, and then the next day woke up with my hand like as black as your shirt.
Did they deal with it after? Like.
Well, yeah, I went to the hospital.
No, but is there like? I'm assuming our medical, like our doctor staff over for like the shooting stars might be a little bit more higher end than the Kosovo doctors.
Well, I think I told you how the second time I did my second surgery to remove the plate,
No,
I did it awake.
You did tell me
Yeah,
that.
I did it awake because if I took the anesthesia, I had to stay the night in the hospital.
Yeah, and it would have cost way more.
No, it's free because the team's paying for it.
Okay.
But the first time I did that, I stayed the night in the Montenegrin hospital. Oh, I hated it. Like, no disrespect to anybody.
No,
but like,
for sure.
This little like hospital, like, and there was like this 3 old people in the same room as me, like coughing, and one person's like sick, and the other person's like legs broken. And I don't like hospitals, period.
No one does.
Anywhere, you know, and like this foreign country, no one like speaks my language, this and that. Being in the hospital, I hated it. So the second time I did it awake and like left right after that. I think I went straight to the club or something.
Do you think they would have? You think they would have like paid for the night if you wanted to? Like if you wanted to spend the night?
No, in the hospital they pay for everything.
No, like the team.
Yeah.
Because like I know like in hockey, like the Russian leagues are pretty crazy, and like the coach would kind of be like, "You don't need to stay." Like, you know, to like maybe save some money. Like, you go home, no worries. It's your hand fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you wanted to, they probably would have left you there. Like, they have good medical care. Like, they take care of you over there.
No, like yeah. As far as like the team and everything.
That's what I
like,
mean. The team, not the Montenegro or Kosovo medical system, but the team has the money to take care of you.
The team has the money to do. They're gonna do everything. Like
Okay.
when I broke my hand, to be honest with you, like they actually took care of me very good.
Okay, good. But I wasn't sure like the level of medical care. You know what I mean? Like in these other like lower level leagues, essentially.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they did all this, paid for all the surgeries, everything. They still paid me all my money.
Okay, good.
That they owe me and everything. So.
Oh, that's good. No, yeah, I always have some like crazy. I listen to some podcasts, like hockey podcasts, and the Russian, like literally Russian mobsters, like own the teams, and they'll walk in with like an AK and be like, "You're going to win tonight, right?"
Yeah, no,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? Like,
that's how it is.
Is it like similar over there?
No,
like,
yeah, because I mean, I played in like Ukraine and some of these places that like.
Craziest place to play, like craziest, like not the crowds, like literally like craziest culture shock, like, oh my God, I can't believe they do things this way over here. I can't believe the coach just made us do this. I can't.
Craziest culture shock. That's a hard one because
you've been to so many different
many places, and you get different types of culture shocks.
I mean, okay,
right?
so closer to that, like, so we're talking about like some Russian mob kind of coaches. Like, was it similar? Is there any areas where it's like kind of shady, like the?
Oh, I've been a bunch of areas that are shady.
So
where to start? I mean, my first year I was in Ukraine. My very first season.
I mean, people don't like to hear this, but Ukraine's definitely a very, what's the word I'm looking? Corrupt. Exactly, very corrupt. So, how many stories about?
I mean, it's just Ukraine. Where to start? When I first got there, I just realized it's a completely different culture altogether.
Okay.
Like, the police will see me on the road, pull me over. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, and it's
You're
just
a star. You're good.
no, they can tell that I'm there for basketball.
Of course, yeah,
I'm not
for sure.
from there.
Of course.
They'll pull me over, and it's just like, yo, like just give them their little bit of money.
Did
Like
you get Brittany Griner at all? Like,
you just give them a little money, and then just keep it moving.
That-
Not even speaking English. It's just like, and you know that at a certain point.
Of
So
course.
like, at a certain point, you already have the money at the window, and they come, they just grab it, and then you just drive off.
how long ago were you in Ukraine?
That was, oh man, that
Before
was
the war?
13 years ago, before the first war.
Well,
with
the war's been
Russia.
going on forever, and they annexed Crimea years ago. But before this, like recent, like 3-year, like
Oh yeah,
intense
way,
war.
that's what I'm saying, way before. But yeah,
That's what I was gonna
13
say.
years.
You said that you got like dealt with proper by the police, but if this had have been maybe a little bit sooner, it might have been a Brittany Griner situation and got
sure.
snatched up just as like a political prisoner.
No, for
you know what I
sure.
mean? So that's why I was wondering how long.
Yeah, no,
it was.
it's tough. It's tough to. I mean, I will say like the people who like own these teams and stuff, they're very powerful people.
Of course, no, for
So,
sure. Like
they-
oligarchs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like they like the guy who owned our team. I don't know. I don't want to say any kind
of course,
of bad
but
stuff.
yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
know. I don't know.
He did good.
But I know
good by you.
he owned like the big factories that were all in that whole region. Like he was doing very well for
No,
himself
for sure.
in that country.
So they have some power.
Yeah.
And yeah. So do they have like foreign like CEBL has some crazy rules for like how many Canadians can play, which is good and bad.
Yeah.
Do these leagues have similar, like you can only have so many imports? And
Yeah, all over they changes. Like some leagues, it's only two,
course, for
two
sure.
imports on the team.
What was like
Some
Ukraine
is like
like?
5 and 6. Some is as many as you
What
want.
was Ukraine like?
So Ukraine, we had 5 imports.
Yeah, I feel like it would be like on the higher end.
Yeah,
Because
we
people
had
just have
5.
money. They're like, I'm just going to pay for some NBA players to come over. Like,
We might have 5. We had 5.
okay. So that's like maybe a little bit shady, crazy shock, culture shock. I would assume Mongolia, just in general, just like being in Asia, you know what I mean? That'd probably be a little bit different too.
For sure. I mean, when you go there, like Mongolia, like I go a lot of places in Europe and big cities where a lot of people speak English.
Of
You
course,
can go
no.
there and you can still kind of feel like
Yep.
a normal kind of
For
sense.
sure.
Okay, I can order something in English, this and that. In Mongolia, like most people didn't speak English.
Of course, no, for sure.
Like 99% of them did.
Do they give you like a translator or
No, you didn't get like a translator.
like not at
nothing.
all? Like just kind of just make do, like just learn a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. You kind of like.
Is there
when
local
when
players
you don't
that are
speak
from
English
there?
and like even like my teammates, right? So they don't speak English. It's weird because you kind of learn how to communicate without like using words.
No, I know exactly.
Using words, but like using your hand.
We have a
kinda-
Ukrainian girl here, and she speaks English, but like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things where we're still
Explaining.
signaling stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Was the bulk of the team Mongolian?
Yeah, there was one point I was the only because there you only have to have 2 foreigners and
You're only allowed to have 2.
yeah.
Okay,
For a while there, I was the only foreigner there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's was some decent ball players there? Like,
You know, it's interesting. I was actually, I probably never thought in my whole career I'd ever end up or go to Mongolia.
for sure, I never even thought they would have basketball.
Yeah, I never even knew of basketball
for
there.
sure.
I probably couldn't even point to you on a map. Like I didn't know where it was. Like, but like it's actually interesting because the basketball there, you could tell like it's new. Maybe they don't know like the X's and O's and stuff.
But they're passionate about it.
But you have a lot of talented guys. Like you have
okay,
guys, maybe they don't know as much like basketball knowledge.
But raw talent.
Yeah, but raw talent, like fast,
work
can
hard.
shoot a lot. So
Yeah,
many of them can shoot the ball very well. Like so like I would say they're skilled players, but as far as like compared to the European game, it's not as technical maybe.
Are they like shorter on average?
Like, no, for sure.
Were you
yeah,
like
I mean,
one of the taller guys on the team?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like playing center.
which is like usually the opposite. Usually I'm one of the shortest guys on the team.
No, for sure.
I mean, I wasn't playing center. I was still playing my position.
I'm joking.
But
Yeah. But who would you play?
Yeah.
Did you have another big foreigner to play center?
yeah, we had when they bring in a foreigner, he was the tallest guy on the team,
And
a
they
big, guy. But we
yeah.
also had Mongolians who were taller than me.
Oh, okay.
There was a few, but like usually I'm one of the
Genghis
shortest,
Khan and, like,
you know.
They did have some warriors over
Yeah,
there. So I'm
yeah.
sure there's some big Mongolians, but
Yeah,
I
for
wouldn't
sure.
think like tall. I would think like
Yeah.
big. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
for sure.
not like tall, lean, like I see
Yeah.
I see what you mean. What else? Where else? Were we? Mongolia, Kosovo.
Everywhere, any country you name, I've probably been there, man.
What was the first pro team you played for?
First professional team I played for was in Ukraine.
Oh, okay, so that was okay.
That was my first year. And then after Ukraine, I went to Spain,
Okay.
in Barcelona.
ball's big there. I know ball's big in Spain.
It was huge. I played for the same team that Ricky Rubio played for, and like
sick.
a lot of guys who went to the NBA played for in
sick,
there.
sick.
That was an amazing experience.
I want to move to Spain. I would like. How was Spain?
Oh, Barcelona is like the most beautiful. Like if I could live anywhere over there, I'd live there.
Okay, so
it's like a little LA to me.
So okay, Barcelona. That's like the main. You were just in Spain. That's like the main one, right? Yeah, his girl. One of our artists here is from Spain. They just got back from a trip from Spain. I've been trying to convince my girl, if we were to move anywhere, I need to move somewhere that's like a first world country. You know what I mean? I need people that have money for tattoos and stuff. Yeah. So I'm kind of handcuffed to somewhere in Europe. And I'm like, I want somewhere hot. Like I was like, more important for Spain. She's afraid of maybe some racism in Spain. Did you notice any racism? Was there?
You know what, like.
Because I'm trying to get you to convince her that it's not that racist thing.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Did you experience any?
But to be honest, racism is everywhere.
No, of course.
Like you know, like
for sure.
Everywhere I've been, I've noticed like the darker people. But sometimes,
there's a stigma of like certain places where you're like, that's a racist place, especially certain places in Europe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like Portugal.
I would not say that about Spain at all.
Okay, good. No,
you know, I would definitely
hear that, babe. We can move.
Yeah, in Barcelona, I felt very welcomed and loved.
That's also like the main city, and it's probably a little bit more progressive than like maybe some of the country places. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Though? Like,
when I say racism is everywhere, like maybe
for sure.
Maybe that's just my experience, you know?
But there's gonna be places where you're gonna go and you're gonna notice it. Like she said when she went to Serbia, being a mixed race person, being in Serbia, she would kind of get some looks and a little bit, people would look and be like, and then the minute she would speak Serbian to them, they'd be like, oh my God, and they'd be like so happy. They'd be like, a black Serb. They'd be like, what the hell?
For sure,
you know what I mean? But she said there was like a little bit
more judgment and stuff.
Yeah, and people just like look at you and just like, I can't speak for her. I don't know if anyone came up and said anything or acted anything towards her, but just kind of like the feeling of like, these people think I'm different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get that feeling, especially when I go somewhere like in Spain, there's people more colored people.
No, of course.
When I go somewhere that's more predominantly white or something where I stick out a little bit more, then people look at me a lot more like, oh, what is he doing? Like, what is he doing here? And at first you might feel weird, you know? Yeah, Poland, wherever it is, you know? At first you might feel weird because sometimes it's not even like the country. You could be somewhere in Spain, but you're in such a small.
No, that's what I meant.
Small city.
That's what I meant.
Like
the
small
main
place.
Places,
you're in such a small place that they don't like usually see like someone. They don't see someone like you often, so they stare at you or whatever. And at first you look at them like, oh, why are you staring at me?
Yeah,
After a while, being over there, you kind of get it, like you know.
Have you played in China?
No, Mongolia is I guess the closest I've been. So.
Was Mongolia similar to like China, where I literally see athletes in China and they've never seen a black person before in their life, and people are like staring at them and walking up and wanting to take selfies and stuff? Did you experience that?
Oh, for sure. Every time I like went up my apartment, like the fans like
but fans aside, even if they don't know you play ball, I'm saying that like there's certain places in China where they've literally never in person seen a black person. Yeah. And they're like, oh my God, like trying to touch your hair and stuff.
You know what? I definitely have like experienced that, but like, yeah, I mean that's.
But it's like kind of harmless. Like that's not like a race. I'm saying that's more just like curious. Like, and it might be a little bit off-putting. You don't want someone to touch your hair.
Maybe not touch your hair or this and that. But lots of times like,
just
oh my God, look how tall. Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
Oh, what do you do? Like you know what I'm saying? Like.
No,
especially like somewhere like Mongolia where like there's shorter people.
They're
looking at me like, oh, look at this tall
100%.
guy.
No,
and I'm thinking like, I'm not even that tall.
No, but to them, they're like, what the hell?
Exactly.
No, for sure. You bring Kelsey there and they're going to have a conniption. Okay, cool. What, do we miss any countries? What other?
I mean, so after Spain, I went to, where did I go after Spain? Turkey.
Oh yeah, you remember.
I was in Ankara in Turkey. From Turkey, I went to France, Israel, Montenegro.
Favorite place to play out of
Greece. It was definitely probably Barcelona in Spain.
Oh yeah? Okay. Yeah, no, I've always wanted to go.
Just the atmosphere, the people there, like the culture there. I feel like I can relate it to it, like you know, like everyone's just relaxed.
Yeah.
My first night out with my teammates, they're like, okay, we're gonna go out tonight, but we're going to dinner first. Mm-hmm. Dinner started at like I think 9 o'clock or something like that, and we were at dinner until like 1:30.
Oh yeah.
In the morning, like
Spanish definitely like. I went for a dinner at a Spanish household when I was younger, and they pulled out empanadas, And I'm thinking like this is dinner, and I'm like crushing empanadas, and then like an hour later they're pulling out salad, and then we're eating, and then an hour later they're pulling out chicken, and it was like a 3-4 hour ordeal, and I was like stuffed halfway through because I didn't pace myself because I didn't know like us. We have such a more like high-paced, environment where we're like trying to eat and move on with our life. We're busy, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So a meal for us is a necessity. Not everybody, but you know what I mean? Like North American culture is a lot more rat race. Like we eat in our cars on the way to work, whereas in there they're gonna sit down and enjoy their meal.
Well, they're so much more relaxed. Like, so we would finish dinner at like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and I'm like, I think the night's over.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're going to the club now. Go party till like 7, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm asking some of the people, they're like, yo, you guys don't have a job? Like, we're going to work in the morning, but if we're too drunk, like, I'll just go home.
For sure. It's
like,
so much more laid back.
I'll just take it easy and
take
go home.
Siesta.
Take a rest, you know?
Take
like,
a midday siesta.
Everything's way more like chill, like, you know, I like it there. You walk out the beach, beautiful weather, everyone's like smiley, happy, good mood. So.
I would love to go there, yeah. Last year was you just played the 1 year with the Shooting Stars?
Yeah, this was my first season in the CBL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a coming home.
Yeah, no, it was kind of fun to do, no? Come with play in front of the home crowd, like you're super close to home. Get all your family to finally come to your games and not have to fly across the planet. Like, you have the teams ever like fly your family out when you're overseas and stuff?
Mostly every contract I sign, they usually put like tickets in there for the family, extra tickets.
Tickets, but like tickets is different than like like a ticket is one thing in Kosovo. The main cost is gonna be the flight, the hotel. So
no, I mean like so they like
they'll bring a family trip.
When you go overseas, like I have my family.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell them I need an apartment. They pay for my place to stay. They give me a car, all that stuff. So my place to stay, because I have a family, I might need like a 3-4 bedroom.
No, of course. I'm saying, but even if they don't come there and they're not living with you, are they going to...
The team's going to pay for them to come visit me.
That's what I mean,
and stay with me, but they're going to pay for the flight. When I say ticket, I mean like the flight ticket.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I thought you meant just the game ticket.
Oh, no.
Everyone's going to get free tickets.
Yeah. No, I mean like the flight ticket,
So they're going to accommodate your family to come over. Okay.
If it's negotiated in your contract. Like I have that negotiated in my contract usually.
Okay. And that's usually part of it. Especially if you're going to be like a foreign player. You're essentially like a ringer they're bringing in. So they're going to give you a little bit preferable... Like your contract's going to be a little bit worth more than some people that are there, right?
But you also can like negotiate different things. You can know, like I can know, okay, I'm going to Venezuela. My family's not coming to visit me.
Oh, exactly.
It's a tough area or it's a tough time or whatever it is. Okay, they want to give me flights? No, give me some cash instead of those flights.
Oh, okay. Or in our bye week or whatever, send me home to go see them or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's all just like contract, whatever you negotiate.
Okay. No, that's good. Where are you trying to go play next year if you can?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind going somewhere new, but I feel like I've been so many places.
China.
I kind of like, bouncing around, seeing all these different places.
You guys will play for the Tigers or whoever. They kept joking that, what's his name was going to be on, not John Morant. They were joking about that too. Dylan Brooks.
Oh, Dylan Brooks.
They kept saying this guy's gonna be on the whatever Tigers, the China Shanghai Tigers or whatever. It's just like a meme. Anyone that's not doing good in the NBA, they Photoshop the Chinese uniform onto them for the next year.
Which is kind of funny because a bunch of people like trying to clown somebody, but guys are making millions of dollars in China.
100%. It's almost like the Russian thing. It's like the leagues may be like lesser quality, but the like no salary caps and like the billionaires that own the teams are like we want to win, so we're gonna ship in some guy and pay whatever it takes to win, right?
They make fun of a millionaire who's gonna make less million.
You're making fun of this guy that's playing pro ball and
even if you went to China, like they're making a lot of money in China. China, they're giving out millions of dollars to players and stuff like that.
Because they're trying to develop their leagues.
A lot of ex-NBA guys are going there and getting a lot of money.
So I was explained to my one of my friends. He just went over with actually the Honey Badgers. They sent an under-18 team to China. Did you see that?
Okay, yeah, I heard about that. I didn't see any games.
I didn't even know that they had an under-18. Because he's like, I'm going to China with the Honey Badgers, and I'm like, it's the fucking end of the season. Why are the Honey Badgers going over to China? I'm like, it's about to be playoff, and then I realized it was the under-18. But he's saying they have so much money out there. They just throw these tournaments, they do whatever because they just want everyone to come over and they want to gain knowledge. So they're like, they got all these teams to come play a tournament over there to kind of like leech the knowledge out of the coaches, and you know what I mean? Like they're willing to pay anything for the better people to come over there to learn anything, any little thing to grow their game. You know what I mean?
They're definitely put a lot of money into.
Yeah, they have the budget. Think about their population. Definitely. Like, you know what I mean? They have so many people. If they can get it to catch on, it's a huge market. That's why the NBA is like trying to market so hard in China and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
It's not a bad market.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good.
You think it's good? You know it's good, boss.
No, you always gotta look in the mirror after.
I'm messing with you.
You never know until you put it on. If it's not, we just move it.
I'm just talking extra shit. I'm just talking just to, you know.
No, you're good. You're good.
For your show, boss.
No, you're good. You're good. How was your ribs after? How was your ribs for the other one? Or was it
like did it hurt after?
Like sleeping that night.
No, sleeping everything's fine.
Okay.
For me, you know what I hate was when it starts peeling and it's itching. That's the worst part to me, you know?
Slap.
Yeah, that's what I want to even put my nails in it like this.
Don't do that.
That's what I want to do.
Don't put your nails in it.
I did it a couple times.
Don't do that.
Over here was itching like this part right here.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, put your arm up just a tiny bit. Yeah, just like that.
Wasn't this from last year? This year. So this is the one Dylan played. It's Ryerson.
Okay, stand naturally for me. Let me look at the front. Turn forward. Yeah, I think that's good.
You still have fun hooping, or you're at that point now where it's just a job?
No, I definitely have fun, but there's times where it feels like a job. That's as much fun, you know?
Yeah.
You're waking up every morning sometimes, or like just like the repetitiveness of certain things. But there's no better feeling than like being in the game, like playing good and winning, and like, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Yo, the last time when he was tatting, was it when you were tatting me here? I was like falling asleep at first.
Yeah. Only in the beginning, though.
In the beginning, I was falling asleep down here, so hoping it's like that.
What was I gonna say? Where was the last place you got tatted? In Mongolia? Your back piece and stuff?
My back, yeah.
What was the tattoo shop like there? What was like the culture like over there?
You know, it was crazy. So like, I seen another American out there get tatted out there, and he told me the price. I was like, what?
You told me the price.
So I got the contact information. So like, some guy, Mongolian guy, comes and I meet him like somewhere like by the arena or whatever. And he's like, okay, come with me. He wasn't the actual tat guy that I met. And he brings me like, I get like a taxi with him. We go like way like somewhere like far. And at first I'm thinking like, yo, where are we going? Like, you know?
Yeah,
like,
no, for sure. You're in some random country.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of sketch. Like, and we go by these apartment buildings, like go through this like weird, like kind of broken down back door. And then we're in this tattoo shop all of a sudden.
It wasn't like a street, like you didn't have like a nice street sign. It was just like some back alley.
Back alley. And then the guy there, like I met the tattoo guy there. He designed it. Then we went back to my apartment where he did it.
Okay. So you went to the shop to design it, and then he came to your place to do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I met him at the shop. Then he came, and he did like 2 nights in a row. I did my whole back, and then I did my side.
For $250, right?
Yeah, crazy.
For anyone watching, he got his whole like upper back done for $250. Like decent work by a guy in Mongolia.
Exactly.
Yeah. $250 for like essentially where Spencer has heaven sent on his back. Yeah, like the maple leaves and all that. Yeah, bro.
No, American.
But still.
I tipped him.
Yeah. Too. That would be like 1,500 2K here.
No, like, for sure. And he's good. The guy was good, you know.
Oh, that's sick. What was I gonna say? I forget now. But yeah, no, that's crazy. $250 for a whole upper back.
Yeah, no. It was chill, you know. He came over to the crib.
Yeah, that's sick.
Sat on my couch. His friend was playing video games the whole time.
What's Mongolian food like?
You know, I'm not too experimental when it comes to the food, you know? Yeah, I stick to what I know.
You didn't try nothing?
But I definitely had some things I tried where I thought it was going to be one way, and it wasn't that way. Like, you know, you think your order's gonna, like, it's gonna taste like how it tastes back home, and it's nothing like that. There's not too many Jamaican.
I was gonna say, did you try jerk chicken
I
in
would
Mongolia?
even eat some bootleg jerk chicken over there. That's how much I'd be feeding it for like a jerk chicken or like a roti or something.
That's how you know you're from.
But they don't have any of those things over there. Like you're never finding that. Like hardly ever.
So what are you eating when you get over there?
It depends. So like in Mongolia, like I'll eat a lot like different like Asian foods. They have a lot of different Asian food places, but they also had like
Grocery store and go
no,
get
they
your
also
own
had
food
like
and stuff,
burger spots and like you know like they had like Indian food spots. So I'd mix like, those other spots in too. You know, in Qatar, everything was like Americanized. Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like when I was there. It was like in Doha. It was like you're back home. Like you know, everything back here. They even had like a Nando's next to me. Like everything.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, everything.
They got everything.
Nando's, they had everything. Like they had more food selection things than like places back here, like places at home.
Were you there before or after they had hosted the World Cup?
That's after. Yeah.
So they had a little more crowd too.
Yeah, I mean they built so much stuff just for the World Cup, like these malls and all these new infrastructure, so many arenas, soccer stadiums. I mean, like crazy, spent crazy money. Like there's a lot of money over there. No, I mean like so I try like the different food and different cultures, but like for example, like, I eat like chicken, I'll eat like some beef things, but I'm not eating like wild different meats and stuff like that. I'm not experimenting like that. I'm not trying different stuff like that, you know? But like I'll stick to like so I eat like a lot of different
He's
plates.
not going to the wet market and eating pangolin for dinner, you know what I mean?
I don't know what pangolin is, but I know I'm not eating that.
Pangolin's like, I swear it's like an armadillo, like they look weird, bro.
Exactly.
There was a rumor that that's what started vid. In the beginning, before the bat, but before they said the bats, they said it was a pangolin, which is this weird little, like, look up a pangolin. They're like an armadillo, like weird platypus looking thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, like, you know what I realized over there, like cultural wise, like, for example, like seafood, a lot of seafood.
Okay, in Spain, right?
In Spain, they'll leave the shell on the food.
Okay.
Like, they'll leave it like just how, like shrimp, you'll have the shrimp, have the eyeballs on it,
Yeah,
the shell
yeah.
on it, everything. Me personally, I don't really like that.
Either do I.
You know, so like.
But that's how we are over here. We have like a way more produced, like growing up as like a white kid in Canada, you drink or you eat chicken breast, like boneless chicken breast. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
when you go over there, it's like, bro, people look at me like boneless what? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
So definitely over there.
But I didn't mind like the tail, like the shrimp is a tail or whatever, but like the full thing with everything, like to take off all the pieces and everything like that. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, clearly it's normal, like all over the world.
Yeah,
you know?
we're the weird ones.
Yeah.
Eating our boneless chicken wings and shit. You know, like everyone else is like, the fish has its eyeballs still. The whole thing's looking at you. We're like, we're so removed from the whole process of natural life where everything's packaged and doesn't even look like the original thing it looked like. It's food.
And
it's not the animal.
Because of
food.
that, I don't like fish with eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're so conditioned.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Same.
I don't like the eyeballs. It throws me off. The head has to be off. Like I can't see the actual fish form. Yeah, down here.
Not as bad?
Not even
Yeah,
close.
not even close. Good thing we're gonna get the portion of the tattoo that you're squirming for and not on camera.
I know, right? I was gonna say I feel literally nothing right now.
Yo, you know what the funny thing is?
And I know the next one is not gonna be a joke at all.
Part of like the kind of content that I was hoping I was gonna get for this is like people like as I'm tattooing them, because like you know how Hot Ones does good, the guys that eat the hot wings.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that show?
Like how hot they can eat.
They go hotter and hotter, and the shit that goes viral is people just being like, oh, like dying from it.
Exactly.
So, but like so far, everyone that I've patted has just been either they've thugged it out because they know they're on camera. Or it just hasn't hurt that much, you know what I mean? Like I'm also decently light-handed compared to a lot of people, but I was like, I'm waiting for the.
There's a big difference for me.
From
on
here
the
to
rim.
here,
Exactly.
for sure.
Last time over here, I was falling asleep. So what made you want to become an artist?
So for me, it's a little bit different. It's not. My story's a little bit weird. I was in prison when I started drawing. I was in jail, not prison yet.
Okay, that's interesting.
And I didn't have any goals. I didn't do it.
So I didn't want me to cut you off. You
No,
didn't start drawing as a kid? Like
So-
you started drawing like...
I did some art as a kid. So as a kid, my mom was an artist. My mom painted ceramics.
Oh, okay.
You know, like little ceramic
Yeah,
figurines.
yeah,
She
yeah.
was sick, like
dope.
amazing. I did them just to like spend time with my mom. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I
serious,
care. I don't think so. At the time, I was like, man, I'm just doing it because my
you were
mom
good,
does it.
probably.
I was decent. I was okay for like a kid. And then my mom passed when I was like 15. And for years in between, like life gets busy. I wasn't doing any art. I was getting older. And then, so I wouldn't say I was never into art, but it wasn't a serious thing. I never thought I was good. It was just to spend time with my mom. Yeah. And then I actually was in jail and I wrote a book about the right side of your brain. Right side of your brain? Yeah, the right side of your brain is just like the creative side of your brain.
Yeah.
And in the thing, it said to draw a self-portrait and then read the second chapter and draw a second self-portrait. Long story short, it just told you that your brain tricks you into doing things, blah, blah. It taught you how to like really look at the portrait and instead of drawing just the symbol for lips, what you think lips looks like, really draw what the lips look like. Yeah. And this book had nothing to do with art. It was literally just about your brain. It was like a self-help book almost. Yeah. And then I read the chapter and then I drew a second self-portrait. The first one was terrible, like a stick person. Yeah. The second one was also terrible, but slightly better. And I went, and I had nothing but time on my hands. Yeah. I just opened up Maxim magazines, whatever, picked a model's face and just started drawing it. Yeah. So I started with the hardest thing. I started with portraits.
Yeah, that's why you're into realism.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I just got obsessed with it. I just had fun. I loved it. And I started drawing. Like, for example, I'm in there with you. If you were there and you want to send a birthday present to your wife, I would draw a portrait of your wife, like a picture that you have, charge you money for it. I charge like $5-10 canteen. Yeah. And then you would send that to your wife for her birthday present. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's
so like,
a super sick story, man. That's a super sick story.
So that's how I started drawing. And then when I got to prison, I was sick at drawing already, and I was just drawing all my time I spent drawing. And this one kid was like, "Yo, you know, like they tattoo, like you could tattoo," and I'm like, "That seems hard." You know what I mean? I'm like, "That's too much." Plus, I don't want to get caught. I don't want my parole to get fucked with, because if you get caught, you don't get early parole.
Exactly.
And then this kid convinced me. Shout out Tony. He's like, "I'll get you."
Shout out Tony.
Tony's gonna come on the podcast and we're gonna tell our whole story.
Oh, that's dope.
He was like, "Bro, I'll get you everything you need," because you like take apart a CD player to make the motor and stuff. He got me a CD player motor, and then like, bro, I just MacGyvered it all together, tatted my leg a couple times, and then just started tatting. And then, sick, so that's how. I won't grab it after, but look up there. Maybe I'll splice a picture of it in. Look up there. That's a replica machine right there that I built. Oh, see that framed thing?
From your tattoo machine.
So it's not the same
like
one. Exactly.
That's dope. Yeah. Is that like your first tattoo you did or something?
Yes.
Oh, that's sick.
Bro, right? I'll put that in on the thing. It's this tattoo right here. Like I'll take a picture of this and splice it in so people can see.
That's the first one you ever did?
I did the rose on here first. And like I tried to do the whole thing and the stencil wiped off. The stencil wiped off because you do a stencil with pen. Yeah. It's not like a stencil. Exactly. So I thought I was gonna be able to get the whole thing, and the whole thing wiped off. So I just did this rose, and then I added these two roses, and then I added this. But yeah, that's the original design.
You did that in prison.
Yes.
Yo, y'all come see Adam, man. His tattoo he's doing in prison to himself is better than a lot of y'all tattoos.
Yeah, straight up.
Come check my boy, man. Get y'all right.
Yeah, so yeah, no, that's, I've been wanting to tell my story too, which is nice. I'm about to go on another podcast that's like a prison activist podcast, like trying to help people bridge the gap and stuff. They want me to tell my story, show how I went from my old life to the new life, and you know what I mean?
It's crazy how like you did that in prison. Not only you did that in prison, you came from prison. Now you have your own shop. You have like all this going for you, and like and everything, man. How it changed your life around. So
that's definitely. I want to motivate people to, you know what I mean? To like, there's not a lot of people that you see actually change their life. To be honest, exactly. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just keep going down the same road forever. Yeah, we're about to fill it in now. No, I definitely, one of the things I want to do is I want to, for lack of a better term, I want to bridge the gap between prison tattoo artists and road. So when they come home, like help them get into shops. The ones that are actually serious about it, because some of them aren't. You know what I mean? Some of them are going to be lifers. Some of them aren't going to change their life. I would like to help them.
Yeah.
Because when I came home, parole kind of didn't want me to tattoo.
No.
They're like, go get a real job. You know what I mean? Like, which they were correct. You do need a real job when you come home. You're not instantly going to start making money tattooing.
Yeah.
But they need to like be a lot more open to people learning and taking this as like a career.
Oh yeah, because it is a real job.
For sure. But I kind of see where they're coming from too, because a lot of people that are coming home from prison have addiction issues. They have all these things, and like tattoo shops are like very, there can be people doing drugs, there can be like biker shops. It's adjacent to crime, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Or at least it can be. Yeah. Way more of the shops are way more legit nowadays, but these older parole officers that have the old stigma of tattoos are still thinking that all these shops are biker run, everyone's doing drugs at the shop, and like that's not the case anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I see why they're like, maybe we don't want you to hang around these people that party, and you know what I mean? Like, I can see, but you got to give people a chance, and you got to let people.
That's what I was gonna say. People are gonna do what they're gonna do anyways, right?
Of course. And I also want to like. Our shop's not like that.
Exactly.
So like I want to prove like you can send them to good shops that are going to help them get on the right path.
You can have a restaurant that's
a restaurant's 10 times worse, bro. Like, every restaurant, the whole cook staff is on coke. That's what it is. The restaurant industry, everyone's like, you're encouraged to drink after your shift. You're encouraged. Yeah, it's definitely like restaurant staff get after it. They party after their shift. So I can see why part of them is like a little bit resistant, but I just want to bridge the gap a little bit more and show that like, as long as they're serious about changing their life, period, they're going to change their life and give them a better, they're going to be more depressed going to work a 9-to-5 construction job. You know what I mean? And might be like, oh, I'm not making no money, and might regress and go commit a crime.
Do you think there's lots of like prison artists that like are just as good, or like, you know what I'm saying? Or
yeah, definitely. They just haven't gotten the chance.
Yeah.
And haven't got to use like real equipment, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like as artists, they're just as good.
Amazing. Bro, you're making do with way less. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're literally you're making do with way less. You're using like, we literally use a guitar string as a needle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So for like this has 9 needles in it. Like kind of like a paintbrush. And there you only have 1 needle. You can't make configurations like this. So it's all single needle work. So it's like
it'd take
a minute, but you're like, there's more talent. If you can do the same piece with 1 needle that I can do with all the bells and whistles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get them home, get them in the right shop, show them the proper sanitation, you know what I mean? So you're not getting no one sick.
Yeah.
And then some of those guys have a ton of potential.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
So you had some like years in this industry. Do you think tattooing is something that can be taught like a trade, kind of like plumbing or carpentry or something?
Yeah, technically I do. I'm gonna get a lot of hate. Well, not a lot of hate. A lot of artists will agree with me. You definitely can teach it as like a trade. Those people I find more often than not aren't going to be as creative. So their designs aren't going to be super unique. They're going to kind of copy other people's styles. You know what I mean? Whereas in like the true artist that becomes a tattoo artist might be groundbreaking and create a new style like Mac Chow, or you know what I mean? You know the guy I'm talking about, that Russian guy, Mashkow or whatever. The dude. No. Matt Jordan also sick, but yeah. So like. You can, and those people that weren't an artist that get taught, they still could be that creative artist. You know what I mean? They could have been artistic and never tried. You know what I mean? That's, so yes, you definitely can. I've seen dudes like teach their girlfriends how to tattoo, and they're booked and doing good tattoos. You know what I mean? That like never tattooed before. But obviously, the more artistic like ground work you have, the better you're going to be as an artist, the more versatile you're going to be as an artist, right?
Determines your ceiling, is your actual
No,
artistic.
I wouldn't say it determines your ceiling 100%, but it pigeonholes you a little bit more. You could still become an amazing tattooist. You could have been artistic and never tried. That's my point. You know what I mean? Like, it also depends on the type of tattooing. Like, I would argue that it'd be way harder to teach realism to someone who has never picked up a pencil than like line work, Pinterest kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't say they're gonna come for you when you upload it.
but yeah, so like if you don't understand light sourcing and you don't understand like the actual, doesn't mean you can't learn it.
I agree with you, just the people who do line work and trad just don't like to hear it.
No, line works and trad's different. Like that can also be taught as a trade. Like trad can definitely be taught as a trade. It's like, I feel like that one could definitely be taught as a trade. Now those people again aren't going to be the most artistic. They're not going to be like the craziest cool one-of-a-kind designs. They're more just going to pick the standard reapers, standard roses, standard like mom with the heart. You know what I mean? The standard tattoos that everyone still loves and gets, but they're not going to put some crazy twist on. You know what I mean?
Your kid's face on, you can't tattoo like a face.
Like the way that like Biet and Rose have really cool, like Biet, like that sword with the, you know what I mean? Like they make stuff that like doesn't exist, you know?
Yeah, they have actual artistic.
Right, no, I'm saying those type, like those are the type of people, they are artists, so they're gonna come up with way cooler one-of-a-kind designs. Where the other people, you could teach them how to tattoo, they're gonna have to copy everyone else's style.
How on you is the team about your nutrition? Do they care? Or they just hope you show up and shit?
So I mean, for me, I played like all over and at every like almost every different level, and there's certain teams that, yeah, they have almost like their trainer's talking about nutrition, and obviously they can't watch every move you make and stuff, but they're trying to help you this and that. And then there's other teams I played for where like that's not a focus at all. Like even like when you're talking about like therapists and your health and stuff like that. Like yeah, certain teams I've been on, like you sprain your ankle, there's like 10 trainers that you can go to, and they're all like taking care of you. And the other teams, no one. It's like they'll bring you to the doctor.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, like, yeah, or like, you know what I mean? Like you're taping your own ankles before games.
No. Damn.
Okay, maybe not. Okay, most teams I've been on, I think all have had like someone to tape you, like a trainer, but like.
But you're saying that there's levels. There's a trainer to
Yeah.
tape you, and then there's literally like doctors on the
exactly
team.
what I mean.
Yeah,
Exactly. I've been
yeah.
on teams where like you have this whole staff.
Yeah,
And then I've been
yeah.
on teams where like this is one guy. Like,
He
if
knows
it
first
happens,
aid.
Like,
He knows first aid,
Yeah.
you know?
I was playing in the men's league and they have people tape up all
Of course. No, for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
facts, facts.
pro level or having someone.
Yeah, they usually have like a one person, but sometimes that person might be like somebody's uncle or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Not too much.
No, you're good. That's funny.
Coach's friends who needs a job.
Exactly. No, it's the boss's uncle, like, or the boss's like cousin.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
like
yeah.
ends up being like, you know.
Yo, have you ever played with anybody who's done time? Like a ex-prison that like was sick but had a little, like an Allen Iverson type,
Like
you know what I mean?
professionally?
Yeah.
With?
Yeah. Just curious, because when I was in, there was some
in prison? No, I don't think so. No.
jail, but you know what I mean? Either way, like did some time, because there was some sick ballers that were,
Maybe have gone to jail. Yeah, I know guys who've gone to jail, but
not like
prison?
served a prison term,
Yeah,
not
I
like an
don't-
Allen Iverson type that served like a year in between college and pro, like, you know what I mean?
that I played with.
Yeah.
No,
Anyone that you know of? Like just,
I've heard like of the Paul Harris story. Like he came up around our age.
okay, I don't know him.
Yeah, but he's not from here. He's from like New York.
Okay.
I know
But
you know
did he
he
make
was-
it to the league? Did he make it to the
He was
NBA?
super nice. I don't think he made it to the league, but he was super nice.
Okay.
He played pro for a while.
Okay.
You know, like I remember that was like back then. I heard
Yeah.
about him going to prison, like and coming out or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know.
If anyone in the comments knows of any like sick hooper that went to prison and
Yeah,
then
maybe, I don't
and type it in, because I'm sure it happened. Like
Yeah.
we all know like boxing, Bernard Hopkins. Like, you know what I mean? Like
No,
he
for
did
sure,
like
for sure.
years in prison, then came home and won the championship.
For sure.
We know about Allen Iverson, who
I mean, it probably is.
what I mean, that's what I mean.
Guys, I just don't know.
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Like, I don't know if
exactly.
They went to prison or not, you know?
yeah. Well, you would have known. They would have been hard fouling the fuck out of you. Bro, I used to call basketball in prison argue ball.
Yeah.
I refuse to play because it's just like whoever's gonna hype up more is gonna get the call, or you know what I mean? Like whoever's willing to fight over it is gonna win that situation. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
So like, bro, people are fighting all the time. Ball was the most violent, and we had like roller hockey in there and shit too, and ball was still more violent.
Basketball gets heated quick.
Yeah, it gets huge. I refuse. I'm like, bro, I'm not risking my early parole to play ball.
Next question I have for you. Physicality from one country to the next. In my experience, personally, so if I'm not Nigerian, there's a lot less foul calls when you play back home. I feel like people get someone rubs a shoulder on you and it's like, oh wow.
Like over here, basketball is entertainment. It's much less physical, much softer than like almost everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Or even just street ball.
That's just like the style of play we like. We want to see more offense, more this, and like you go to places like Europe or I'm sure Africa where they enjoy seeing the fight. In the
Like clotheslining you as
they
you go
enjoy
up
seeing like the tough defense. And the, guys. Yeah, not clothesline, but they get the competitiveness of like not so much like the glamour of the game. Like I feel like we love to see like the highlights and the glamour and like so the game, the NBA especially has changed now to like highlight those things. You can't arm bar, arm check guys, and in Europe you'll have guys will have their hands on you, and now you see it like when these NBA guys go into these FIBA tournaments, and it's that style of game. It's like, oh wow, this is different. This is a different style of basketball. The paint's not open. You can be in the key to help. So it's definitely like a more physical.
The big can actually stay in the paint.
Yeah, exactly. You can stay in the paint, be ready to foul you when you get in there.
Bro, as a casual ball player, as a casual ball watcher, I used to hate watching the NBA when dudes used to jump sideways on a shot to get the foul, and I like how they changed the rule.
You can't just jump in the guy to get fouled.
It was clear that you're doing that, and I was like, why is that legal? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
Europe's messed up. They'll give you a technical foul for something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, what
no, but now the NBA's cracking down on it too, right?
Yeah, they crack down on it now, for sure.
They still, yes or no? I feel like the refs sometimes forget that that's what they
No, for sure. They still have to like input, but at least they made the conscious effort to be like, we got to get a little bit of this out. You know what I mean? Because that used to cheese me so much. You're not making the shot, and you just run to your side.
It's so hard, like with the NBA, like you have so much talent. Like it's like most talented basketball players in the world. They even referee the game, like even have the rules. Guys are changing the rules all the time.
I know what you mean.
They're finding little things to tweak it,
Yep.
like how to play and stuff
100%.
like that. So it's tough. So listen, regardless of anything, the game of basketball is always going to change. In 20 years from now, it's a game.
It'll be totally different.
In 20 years from now, it's going to be a completely different game than what we see today.
No, for sure. Just like 20 years ago, no one was dropping threes.
Like what? Like this guy shooting from half court on a regular play. Like,
yeah.
But the thing that I see, the reason why I said what to that statement is because the NBA is literally growing the game of basketball globally so much. Where now basketball is probably like, okay, cricket, soccer, one of the biggest sports in the world. Like like it's growing to probably be even bigger and bigger and bigger.
No, for sure.
I feel like the NBA is a huge part of that. They're just like a marketing, entertainment, like they're crazy with it, like
I agree with you. The start of my sentence was more than a shock statement.
Yeah, but like you're from Nigeria, right? I'm sure like how Nigerians back there, how they look at the NBA and these NBA players, they
appreciate it and they love it. It's just me personally when I'm playing against a guy who's bigger than me or heavier than me, and I'm pushing him around. It feels like, what are you doing?
Bro, you know what it is? You're a football player, fam. Look at you, bro.
You're a big dude.
Yeah, bro.
Just tall.
That's what it is. You just want to go out there and bruise everybody, fam. Yeah, I know his game already. He's out there sending hard screens, elbowing man,
bro,
throwing bows. Once he told me hoop, I already knew it already.
Let me ask a question.
Nothing else.
Let me ask you a question. So, as somebody who followed hockey mostly as a kid, I watch ball now. I'm a Raptors fan. I'm not like I've never been a huge ball fan. I don't know as much about it.
Yeah.
Why do teams not take like the hockey route of like having a goon on your team that you don't care about that'll just go hard foul LeBron and take him out of the game.
I think they did. That guy
That was
is
more
now,
in the 90s, right?
That guy is going extinct now because now if somebody does that, they're getting fined, ejected. They're getting. The media's talking about them like, oh, they're a crazy person.
Right, but I'm talking about bringing up some dude
you
from
know?
the D League or the G League that wouldn't even ever have a contract, so he's not risking anything.
NBA is not about that anymore.
Okay.
All about that
the
image,
skill.
that
No, for sure.
They want everything. They don't want.
So did they used to do that in like the 90s and shit? Like you had some dude just like.
When you were making your team just to like compete, you had that.
You had like a tough guy.
Yeah, you're a tough guy for sure.
I know it.
You had the Charles Oakley.
The leagues were tougher back then, but I wasn't sure if it was like a chess piece. Like we have this guy to beat guys up. You know what I mean?
I think every basketball team is always just naturally develops that guy.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. But I'm saying like from being for hockey, you literally had a goon that you're like, that guy's scoring too many goals. Go fight him. You know what I mean?
I feel like we still have a couple of those guys, but teams try to intentionally dumb them down.
Exactly. Yeah. Like Draymond.
No, yeah, you still have them nowadays, but they're less. So they get they get criticized. Look what they do to Dylan and these guys. Who just play a little bit more physical and tough.
The guy from Detroit Pistons who tried to fight LeBron, what's his name?
Stewart, Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah.
Beef Stew.
Yeah.
You're all messing with Beef Stew, man.
Okay, we're almost done. I want to give you a gift from one of our sponsors real quick. This is from Honey Plug Husk. Do you know what these are? The Honey Pack?
This is the Honey Pack.
Yeah. That's our sponsor.
Yo, what's going on?
Yo, you're going out tonight. You're going out tonight. We got to give you the Honey Pack.
Yo, the Honey Pack over here. That's what we're doing over here, man.
That's us. That's us. Honey Pack Husk. Get at the Honey Plug.
All right, shout out to Honey Plug.
Hey.